Russ Vaught is charging taxpayers $4.7 million for his security detail and taking that out of the budget of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Let's jump into last week in Southern labor. Here's what workers in the U.S. South and the American colonies were up to from July 18th to August the 1st. In new union campaigns, 36 workers at Breakthrough Beverages in St. Louis, Missouri filed a petition to hold a union election with the Teamsters Local 600. 20 workers at Starbucks in Columbia, Missouri filed a petition to hold a union election with Starbucks Workers United, as did 21 workers at another location in Bon Air, Georgia, and 18 more at a location in Cary, North Carolina. The Communication Workers of America, CWA, is attempting to raid a unit of 19 staffers who work at Education West Virginia, the teachers union there, who are currently represented by the National Staff Organization, NSO. 300 workers at Hospital Corporation of America's Florida Walton Destin Hospital filed a petition to hold a union election with National Nurses United. 84 workers at Alstom Transport in Atlanta, Georgia, filed a petition to hold a union election with the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, IAMAW, and 64 workers at Sibelco's Crystal Plant in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, filed a petition to hold a union election with the United Mine Workers of America, UMWA, as did 94 workers at the company's Red Hill plant in Barkersville, North Carolina. In election results, 2 workers at the Appalachian Power Company in Beckley, West Virginia, voted unanimously in favor of unionization with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW Local 978. 27 workers at AEP Texas in Corpus Christi, Texas, voted 15-8 in favor of unionization with the IBEW Local 738. 68 workers at Waste Management of the Carolinas in Gastonia, North Carolina, voted 36-31 against unionization with the Teamsters Local 71. 303 workers at Nichihau USA in Macon, Georgia, voted 141-115 in favor of unionization with the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, IBB. 16 workers at Starbucks in Columbia, Missouri, voted 12-4 in favor of unionization with Starbucks Workers United, as did 12 workers at a location in Austin, Texas, voting 10-0. 6 workers at UNFI Wholesale in Pompano Beach, Florida, voted 5-0 in favor of unionization with the Teamsters Local 769. And in grievances, unfair labor practices, and court cases, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals sided against unions and in favor of the Trump administration in the battle over collective bargaining rights for federal workers. However, a Trump-appointed judge in Texas threw out a Trump administration lawsuit against unions on the same issue, and unions have filed another lawsuit just this week, this one in D.C. The issue is far from settled. Workers at a Disney subcontractor in Florida who are trying to unionize with Unite Here Local 737 are calling on Disney to investigate the company because they allege it has violated the Disney Code of Conduct, which requires respect of workers' right to unionize by retaliating against them during their campaign. Most of Disney's employees are already unionized.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
The Florida Staff Organization, FSO, the union that represents staff for the Florida Education Association, FEA, is alleging the FEA has violated its contract with the FSO by failing to meet the standard of just cause in the discipline of one of their members. In strikes and bargaining updates, apparently FedEx is putting its workers through similar problems as UPS. Some workers are interested in organizing. David Allen at the Roswell Hub has a video up about it. The Austin, Texas Firefighters Union is pushing back against city attempts to cut staffing, and in a surprising vote, the United Airlines flight attendants voted by 70% to reject a tentative agreement that would have increased compensation by 40% in the first year. It may be worth noting that the Association of Flight Attendants, the union there, came out against some misinformation about the contract recently, although no reporting has indicated that that spate of misinformation is why members voted against the contract. In political and legislative updates, UAW Region 8 Director Tim Smith is out with a statement condemning Texas's plans to gerrymander, saying enough is enough, stop feeding the corporate greed machine, and start looking out for Texas workers and their families. Other unions are also speaking out, and the Texas AFL-CIO shared a video of an IUPAT member testifying against the plan at a hearing. The Trump administration made their appointments to the National Labor Relations Board, two picks who have a long track record of anti-worker sentiments. Nonprofit Quarterly has a profile out on the new Labor Institute for Advancing Black Strategists, headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. RWDSU members at workplaces where immigration raids have severely decreased the number of workers testified at a roundtable in Washington, D.C. about the negative impacts on the workers left behind. Bernie Sanders introduced the Pay Teachers Act, which would set a $60,000 minimum salary for teachers, mandate $30 an hour minimum wage for school staff, triple Title I funding, and give teachers $1,000 for classroom supplies. The cost would be less than half of Trump's tax cuts for wealthy folks. Russ Vought is charging taxpayers $4.7 million for his security detail and taking that out of the budget of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The cops on Wall Street. The UAW is condemning Trump's trade deal with Japan, saying that it advantages cars made in Japan over mostly American-made vehicles like the ones made by GM, Ford, and Stellantis. The Trump administration has expressed interest in privatizing the TVA. Unions are mobilizing to oppose the move, and we'll be talking to them shortly. If we missed anything, let us know. You can submit notes at tvlr.fm/contact, and we'll include those in next week's roundup. Also, a reminder that this is a 2-week roundup for Last Week in Southern Labor, so there will be lots of stuff in the newsletter that we did not get to in the radio segment. If you'd like to subscribe to the newsletter, you can do that at tvlr.fm or send us a note at tvlr.fm/contact, and we'll add you to the list, and you'll get Last Week in Southern Labor in your inbox every single Tuesday. So definitely make sure that you do that.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.